Scientists unite to resolve a vengi in this
Math
fight.
scientist.
Together we are gone.
Hello guys, so today we're going to do an tutorial on something called exception handling. So what is exception handling? Exception handling is a way to write your code in a way which predicts whenever they are going to and how can I say errors, or whenever they are going to be possible things to. A good example is the one that I've written here, which is dividing by zero. So what a try except statement does is that it tries to do this code first. If it finds that there is an error in this code, it immediately stops where the error is, then goes to this code, then does this instead. So this is the way it is structured. The try and the except always go together. We're going to do some multiple variations of this. They always go together. And they have an except without a try. So when you say try this, then you print out the answer. It's going to see that this is wrong. You can divide by zero. Then it's going to go into this code. So what will happen when I run this? When I run this, instead of getting the answer for 1 divided by 0, I'm going to get the answer for 1 divided by 0.5. So this is basically found an exception here. So how can we know what the exception in real life? Maybe the code will be very large. You want to know when the exception appeared and what the exception. So what we do is we give the exception name. So this is a way to give the exception a name, and we can get it to print the exception. Just changing it into a string, just printing out the exception. We've given the exception the name E. So it's going to give me the error division by 0. So it tried to divide by 0, then it found that this is impossible. But if I enter into the except, in the except where we are not know how divided by 2 is possible, where they are printer what it failed to do in the other. So this is what exception handling basically. So there are different types of my exceptions in how can I say, in code, in Python, in any programming language, which there are multiple exceptions, including exceptions of network connectivity, exceptions for mathematical fallacies like dividing by 0. There are many exceptions that you can have access to, and there are many exceptions that can occur. So whenever you're writing code, especially Yakakura, it is very wise to exception, try except statement. Now, these are not, you're not limited to using exceptions that are already in Python. You can have your own exception. For example, let us create a function here. Then say I want it to, let's say I want it to just print numbers. Write a for loop for I in range 10. I want it to print I. But then I just want it to not print a certain number. So I'm going to put this in if I is not, if not I equal to 5. I want it to print the numbers except 5. When 5 occurs, I want it to say something is wrong. Select runtime warning 5 not allowed. So here we want to reference the function q. Let's remove this out. Yeah, it's not equal. what will happen when I run? See, it's going to print all the numbers up to 5. When it gets to 5, it's going to say something is wrong here. Let me raise this error. So it raised the warning that 5 is not allowed, because I said that whenever the number is equal to 5, do not print it, raise an error. So this can be helpful whenever you want to avoid certain things that might cause your code to crash, or might cause your code to have more minute differences than what you want. So this is a good way to predict and avoid those situations. So this is the try, the except, the raise function. So the try is to try a specific block of code. Except is to is the code that is executed when it fails to try. Exception, as E is just giving us what the exception is. This is just printing out the exception, or what the exception was in the first place. This is raising an error if you want to define your own type of error. So there are different types. They can be connection errors. They can be. So in this situation, we're not dealing with any internet access or whatever we're doing with. We're just doing with runtime warning. A runtime warning is saying 5